Hey guys! Welcome to Turkish Spotlight Secrets. All the details are in our video. Don't forget to subscribe to our channel and share this video before we dive in. Thank you so much. The entertainment world opened its eyes today to a revelation nobody saw coming. Hazal Kaya quietly told those close to her that she took a step most would never dare. She proposed to her longtime partner, Çağatay Ulusoy. The moment that detail leaked, the backstage chatter exploded. A single confession. I proposed, shot across social media like a spark on dry grass, igniting a frenzy of comments and think pieces, while new tidbits trickled out from those who swear they witnessed the before and after of that intimate moment. It's been whispered for months that their relationship had been tested by relentless filming schedules and big, demanding sets that kept them apart, a love carefully guarded from cameras, interviews, and even friends who knew better than to pry. They have been in different cities and on different productions, and sometimes even on different continents, yet the story from within is that they confronted this distance with grace. Hazal, in particular, has been clear in private circles. She knows what she wants, and she didn't want to put life on pause because of the industry's unpredictable calendar. Marriage had been living at the edge of her mind for a long time, and her determination finally translated into action. That determination, according to those who know her, is precisely why she made the first move. One of the most striking details is how unadorned the proposal was: no flashy displays, no choreographed spectacle. Sources close to the couple say Hazal picked a place wrapped in their memories, a spot associated with those early days when they were younger, freer, and laughing about futures they couldn't yet imagine. After a romantic dinner, without fanfare, she asked the question. The word is that it stunned Çağatay for a second, not because he doubted her love, but because she made a choice to rewrite the script in real time, a choice that hit him with the kind of sincerity that makes your chest feel too small. What he said in that moment remains shielded by silence. He has offered no statement, and neither has his team, but their close friends describe the bond as serious and secure. The rumor is that he isn't opposed to marriage at all. He simply refuses to rush a decision that would alter the shape of both their lives. The result is a single dangling thread that the entire industry has been pulling at. The proposal is real, the answer is not yet public. The conversation online has split in two. Many applaud Hazal's self-assured, modern stance and call it the breath of fresh air this old-fashioned narrative needed. Others raise eyebrows and ask whether something this private should be allowed to fly so close to the spotlight. People who've known Hazal for years, however, aren't surprised. She has never been one to fold herself into expectations just because they're familiar. She is open with her feelings and obstinately honest about what she wants. As for their families, whispers say both sides are quietly pleased. They haven't dismissed the idea of a wedding. In fact, some insiders claim the families have already met to talk in soft, hopeful tones about what the next season of life might look like. What happens from here, though, depends largely on Çağatay's timing. Friends point out that the proposal didn't just move the relationship forward, it forced them to examine delicate realities. Chief among them is his career path, which is stretching beyond borders as international projects continue to knock. Some of his inner circle are asking a question that must be exhausting to hear but impossible to ignore. Is this the moment to anchor down, or will anchoring now limit what could come next? The word is that he told Hazal he is sure of his love, sure of who she is to him, but he needs a little more time before turning this promise into something fixed and lifelong. This has reportedly led to the kind of talks that stretch deep into the night, where everything is placed on the table and nothing is left unsaid. Meanwhile, Hazal isn't walking any of this back. The portrayal of her as timid was never accurate, and now it's been obliterated. She is standing by the choice she made and telling those who ask that she is steering her own life. She is, according to one friend, even ready to accept a rejection if that's what the truth demands, not because she's careless with love, but because she refuses to be paralyzed by fear. The boldness has only deepened the admiration of the fans who have always seen her as a woman who means what she says. Out in public, the pair have been seen together less often in recent weeks. Inevitably, that absence became a storm of breakup whispers, but people who actually know them insist the distance is part of a serious decision-making period, not a fault line. It's a pause with intent, and it's happening under a roof of privacy they both protect at all costs. Another circulating detail is impossible not to picture. If they do marry, the ceremony will be small and shielded, more intimate than extravagant. The rumor suggests they've always preferred simplicity to spectacle, that they would rather celebrate with a handful of people who understand them than 1,000 flashing bulbs. There's no confirmation yet, but those familiar with Hazal's minimalist taste believe it completely. In the swirl of headlines and whispers, one truth keeps resurfacing: this is not a relationship playing to the balcony. It's not a breathless, made-for-tabloids routine. It's thoughtful, layered, and, at this very moment, in the middle of a story turn nobody anticipated. A proposal that flips tradition, a response that must be weighed with both heart and head, and a public that is waiting for the next word like a cliffhanger. More comments trickle out from their circle, painting a portrait of a pairing stronger than people realized. Friends claim that the concept of marriage has been part of their conversations for quite some time, along with the practical dreams, a home shaped by both their tastes, a calendar that makes room for family, and a plan for making distance feel smaller when work inevitably calls them away. In that light, the proposal looks less like a surprise and more like an arrival. Still, the dynamic is unusual. Because Hazal asked, this moment carries a new kind of weight for him. He is reportedly honored, even exhilarated, yet mindful that the way forward must feel right, not just dramatic. One confidant says he's been telling people that her brave clarity makes him happy, that he's grateful to stand next to a woman so sure of herself. But he also added a line that keeps getting repeated: being with such a determined woman is a real responsibility. People are reading that as a hint that he's thinking in terms of building something that doesn't crack at the first sign of strain. The clues on social media haven't gone unnoticed either. Hazal's posts in recent days were quiet but not empty. To those who look closely, they hum with messages like choosing her own path, taking a step without fear, doing what comes from the heart. They read like breadcrumbs toward a choice she has already made and is not regretting for even a heartbeat. Çağatay, by contrast, has opted for calm and silence, a digital stillness that only amplifies curiosity. That restraint, friends say, is exactly how he processes big shifts. It's not distance, it's deliberation. Their colleagues speak well of them, almost as a chorus. Co-stars point out how these two navigate hard days: they respect each other, they listen, and they avoid making the small things loud. With that as the foundation, the assumption is that uncertainty now won't break anything. If anything, it could become the pressure that forges a stronger bond. The conversation in gossip circles keeps circling the same conclusion: this is a test, and it may be the kind that turns a relationship into a partnership. A few more threads round out the picture. That simple location for the proposal, where they once shared a memory that never left them, is said to be connected to an early milestone in their connection. The kind of spot that ties you to who you used to be and reminds you why you stayed. It explains why she chose to ask there, why the night needed no fireworks to feel monumental. And it's in keeping with the tone of everything we're hearing: quiet gestures, big meanings, no performance. If inside voices are to be trusted, the days after the proposal have been filled with careful balancing. He is weighing his growing slate of cross-border opportunities, the way long productions chew up months, and the cost of long-distance stretches that neither of them enjoy. She understands all of that and still believes the commitment can anchor them, not trap them. There have been moments of laughter too, as they talk through logistics and futures and the details only they would care about. Not every conversation has been easy, but none of them have been avoided. Through it all, Hazal has stayed steady. She made the ask, and she will stand by it without pushing, without theatrics, and without regret. The people rooting for them have noticed how she keeps focusing on the life she wants rather than on controlling outcomes. And the people rooting for him say they see a man who refuses to be hurried into promises, not because he doubts, but because he takes vows seriously. Put it all together and you get a picture that feels, above all, real. No matter how this chapter ends, it's already changed them. The ring, the answer, the timelines, they're all secondary to the way they're looking at each other across this fork in the road. The world is waiting for their next move, counting likes and parsing captions, but those who matter most are giving them time. So we wait too. If a wedding comes, don't expect chandeliers and a guest list designed to break the internet. Expect something small, something true, something that belongs to them. And if the decision takes longer than the rumor mill prefers, maybe that's proof of how much they respect what they're building. This story has run ahead of itself in headlines, but inside it, two people are moving at their own pace. That is the real surprise in a world obsessed with speed. All signs point to a love that isn't afraid to ask for more, and a partnership willing to measure twice before it cuts. However the answer is delivered, it will be heard. And when it is, we'll be here to tell you everything we've learned, with every soft detail and every honest word. This brings us to the end of our video. If you enjoyed it, please subscribe to Turkish Spotlight Secrets and share the video. Goodbye.